Hello everybody, today we're going to discuss why you should choose a vertical business card. A vertical business card is unique. It's going to stand out from all the other horizontal business cards out in the market, and it's going to make your brand appear higher value. The design is usually going to flow from front to back, and it is relevant. It stands out for the simplicity of your company, and it's relevant to this day. Now, we're going to get into the basics of making a business card. Let's go ahead and get started. So you're going to want to go and click Create New, and you're going to see a pop-up window. So let's focus on the width here. I usually like to use 2 inches by 3.5 inches. This is basically standard in the United States, but in the rest of the world you could use 55 millimeters by 88 millimeters in height. You're gonna want to have portrait orientation and 2 artboards. Now, the bleed. The bleed is very important, as I stated before, as you're gonna see here. So when we go to color, you're gonna want to choose CMYK color mode. This is in order to ensure you have accurate color in your printing. And then you're also gonna want to choose high raster effects, so your print comes out sharp and crisp. So now I'm gonna go ahead and click Create. I'm gonna go ahead and paste my colors in. Right, so these are the bleeds as I was stating earlier. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So go to your left and select the shape tool, and you're gonna select the rectangle tool. Go ahead and drag it from the edge of the bleed to the other edge of the bleed, like that. So now I'm gonna select I for eyedropper tool, and I'm gonna click my color to the left. Or otherwise, you could go to the right, appearance, fill, and select your color there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate this to the other card, just so we have the same background for both of us. So I'm gonna go again and select the eye and the color right here, so we have a light background. So now we have a contrast between the front and the back of the card. So now I'm gonna go ahead and select these 2 cards, and I'm gonna press Ctrl 2 to lock out the cards so they don't move around, so the background doesn't move around. Now the name of my brand is Vertical, so I'm gonna go ahead and type in vertical, just like that, Verti, and then I'm gonna type CAL after. So I'm gonna use Poppins. Link is in the description for this font. It's free. And I'm gonna size it up a bit. You wanna play around with it just to make sure it's perfect and it's just right. I'm gonna go ahead and drag it down a bit here. I'm gonna copy and paste it, and I'm gonna drag this other Verti down, and I'm gonna change this text to Cal. So in the end we have vertical, like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and select these 2, and I'm gonna go ahead and color them. So now you're gonna want to go ahead and align them to the left so they're just perfectly in a straight line. I'm gonna go ahead and select it and drag it a bit down, just so it's nice and perfect, just like that, and straight to each other, just like that. So now my brand, it's an arrow, so I'm gonna make a design, an arrow design for the whole card. So what I'm gonna do is make a rectangle here. I'm gonna prefer it at 23 inches of width, 0.23. And I'm gonna drag it right to the center of the front of the card. Right? I'm gonna go ahead and copy and paste this card over to the right. And I'm gonna go ahead, select I for my eyedropper tool. And I'm gonna go ahead and paste it the opposite color. Now once I've done that, I wanna bring out my ruler just by pressing Ctrl R. That's gonna bring out your ruler, and you're gonna go ahead and drag your mouse all the way to the top of the ruler, hold and drag down to bring down the guide, just like that. And now you wanna make sure your guide is aligned properly. And now I wanna make an arrowhead at the end of my other shape in the back of the card. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a triangle. So in order to make a triangle, you gotta get to the polygon tool, click once, and select 3 sides. Just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and color mine with the eyedropper tool. I'm gonna go ahead and color it the same color as the rectangle in the back, and then I'm gonna right click on it, transform, and then rotate it 180 degrees to make it down like that, and I'm gonna resize it appropriately. Just like that. And now I'm gonna resize the triangle a bit more, and I'm gonna make the rectangle smaller so that the tip of the triangle is aligned with the guide. Going ahead and making this triangle a bit smaller, just like that. Just gonna make the triangle a bit bigger, just like that. Perfect. So now we have the design that goes across these two cards. And now we're gonna go ahead and add our name. Vertical Sans. I'm gonna make it a bit smaller, obviously. I'm not gonna focus on the color right now. I'm just gonna focus out on typing the text here. So I'm gonna type in Chief Executive Officer. And you always want to remember, you want to have a hierarchy in your text. That's going to make your business card pop out, and it's going to make your text more legible, and it's going to give the reader a sense of direction. So first you're going to read Vertical Sans, then Chief Executive Officer, then the rest of the info down below, which is the call to action. So here I'm just going to put in a random number, so don't try to call it. And drag it a bit to the left. Perfect. I'm gonna copy and paste the number just so I could change the text, like so. I'm gonna type in a fake URL for the website, and now I will finish it. Go ahead and make that's perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead, drag all this to the left. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select it and I'm gonna align it to the left of the card, just like that. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm now gonna go change the color. So press I for your eyedropper tool, and I'm gonna make the top header, which is my name, well, the name, and select it the other color. And I'm gonna do the same for all these three. So I'm gonna go ahead, select the color. I'm gonna leave Chief Executive Officer as black, just to make the hierarchy. I'm gonna select this and I'm gonna align it properly with the vertical down below. So I'm gonna bring the guide down and align it with the vertical as so. Align this properly here. You could zoom in as much as you want, just like that. Two arrows, or the one arrow, and if you move the card above the back, if you move the card above the front of the card, you have one singular arrow pointing to the information. So it's just a design that flows throughout both the front and back of the card, making it sleek and simple. I'm gonna go ahead and make some final touches, such as making this text smaller. So I'm gonna go ahead and change that a bit. 6 points, from 7 to 6 points, not a big difference, but it will help. There we go, just making the final touches. And we're done. So now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you how to export it to print. So you're gonna go to the top left, click File, and then Save As. You're gonna type in the name that you want, and when you see Save As Type, you're gonna save it as a PDF. So the name.pdf, and just save it to your desired location. Now back in Adobe Illustrator, in the top right where it says compatibility, you're gonna want to have Acrobat 8, the latest version of Acrobat. So now once you have that saved, you can go ahead and open it and preview your print. So that is all for today. We have a nice and elegant design in finish, and that's gonna be it. So if you enjoyed this and you found it helpful, please make sure to like and subscribe, and drop a comment if you have any questions. I will answer it as fast as possible. Thank you and have a great day.